Hey, what's up guys, TechNow review here, and today we are back with news about the release of Redmi Note 4 by Xiaomi in India. So with the release of the new Note, many of us are planning to buy or to upgrade their Redmi Note 3 or the current device they are having to Redmi Note 4. So in this video we will be discussing about whether you should upgrade or you should buy the new Redmi Note 4 or not, and also we'll be sharing our first impression about the new Note before it gets available on Flipkart and mi.com. So without further ado, let's get started. So guys, as you know, on January 19th, Hugo Barra has released Redmi Note 4 in New Delhi. So in this video, we'll be comparing Redmi Note 3 with the new Redmi Note 4, and we'll be telling you guys whether you should upgrade or buy the new Redmi Note 4 or not. So first, let's start with the design. So as you can see, this is Redmi Note 3, and comparing with the design of Redmi Note 4, here you can see the front is pretty much the same, but various things has got changed. As now on Redmi Note 4, we have got the 2.5D curved edged glass on the front, which is pretty great for a device as because it looks pretty elegant. And as you know that we don't have the curved edged glass on Redmi Note 3. And also, while comparing the physical overview of both the smartphones, we have some changes. On the bottom, we can see the USB port over here, but on Redmi Note 4, the USB port has been shifted to the middle of the phone. And on Redmi Note 4, we have got the speaker grills on both the sides over here, but both the grills aren't speaker, as because on the left we have got the microphone and on the right we have got the actual loudspeaker. So that's what has got changed on the bottom part. And on the right, we have got the power button and the volume rocker, so just like Redmi Note 3. And on the back, we have got the speaker grills over here on Redmi Note 3, but as I told you, it has got shifted to the bottom of the phone. And we have got the same design just like Redmi Note 3 over here. We have got the fingerprint scanner on Redmi Note 4 as well. Here, the same design is there. On Redmi Note 4, we have got the fingerprint scanner, dual tone LED flash, and we have got the 13 megapixel camera on Redmi Note 4 comparing with the 16 megapixel odd focus camera on Redmi Note 3. So both the devices has got PDAF odd focus system, and the change which they had made on the camera is that the low light shots are much better on Redmi Note 4. So in the description, I'll be sharing some of the pictures which has been shot with Redmi Note 4. So guys, on Redmi Note 3, here you can see we don't have any lines or the aluminum lines on the antenna part, but on Redmi Note 4, we have got the aluminum lines over the antenna part just over here, and this part also there is aluminum line. And some changes they have made on the design of the back part. On Redmi Note 3 also we can see the curved edge on the back part, but on Redmi Note 4 it has got more curve on the back and also on the front. As I told you that they have provided the 2.5D curved glass, which gives you a mature curve on the smartphone. So that's a great change which they had made. On the front, they haven't changed the LED backlit buttons over here. Both the devices has got the same resolution and pixel per inch. Everything is same on both the devices. So as per the build quality, both the devices are pretty much the same, but the change is on Redmi Note 4 you get the full metal body design, but on Redmi Note 3 you get metal body on this part itself, but on this part, the top part and the back part is somewhat plastic, it's not metal. But comparing it to Redmi Note 4, there is full metal body design on the smartphone. So talking about the performance, on Redmi Note 3 we got the Snapdragon 650 as they had changed on Redmi Note 4 with Snapdragon 625. And guys, with the number, don't think like that Redmi Note 3 is much better in performance comparing it to Redmi Note 4, as because Snapdragon 625 and 650, both the CPUs are as powerful as each other, and Qualcomm has released Snapdragon 650 much earlier than Snapdragon 625. And the change which they had made, Snapdragon 650, as you know, it's a hexacore processor which has got 6 cores, and on Snapdragon 625 it is a quad-core processor. It has got 8 cores, and on Snapdragon 625 they had introduced a new technology which is 14nm FinFET technology, but on Snapdragon 650 it has got 28nm. And what is FinFET? FinFET is nothing but, let me assume two electrons over here. One electron is passing from this end to this end. Then the distance between both the electrons is this much. So this is 28 nm, which is on Snapdragon 650. So the time it takes to cover this much distance is much bigger than comparing it to Snapdragon 625, which has got 14 nm, which is this much, which is the half of 28 nm. So the time it takes is much shorter comparing it to Snapdragon 650. On Snapdragon 625 you get much better power management, and the heating is not at all there on Redmi Note 4. Comparing it to Redmi Note 3, on Redmi Note 4 you won't face any heating problem because of the chipset they had used on their device. So I would say that on the performance, both the devices is pretty much the same, but if you talk about power management and battery backup, it's much better on Snapdragon 625, which is there on Redmi Note 4. So coming on to the battery of both the devices, as you know that Redmi Note 3 has been the battery king for the smartphones for a year now. Xiaomi had introduced Redmi Note 4 and they had increased the battery a bit, as on Redmi Note 3 we had 4050 mAh battery capacity, but on Redmi Note 4 they had increased the battery capacity to 4100 mAh. But because of Snapdragon 625, the battery performance is much better comparing it to Redmi Note 3. As I told you, the heating problem isn't there on Redmi Note 4. As you know guys, if your phone heats a lot, then it eats up the battery much faster than what it usually does. So with the implementation of Snapdragon 625, they had almost removed the heating problem, so the battery backup also has got improved a bit comparing it to Redmi Note 3. So guys, those were the main changes which they had made on their device. And now let's talk about the variants of Redmi Note 4. We have got Redmi Note 4 on three colors, that is black, gold and dark gray. And as you can see this picture, this is the black variant of Redmi Note 4, and guys, this color is really awesome, as we haven't seen this color on Redmi Note 3, as Xiaomi has introduced this new color with the Redmi Note 4. So if you're planning to buy Redmi Note 4, then I would prefer you to go for this color, as because it's a new color and this color has really got some elegance in it. So if I go for the device, then I would surely go for the black color. And it has also got the gold color. As you can see, this is the gold color and this is the dark gray color which we are having right now for the Redmi Note 3. So coming on to other variants of the smartphone which we get three variants of the smartphone in India. One is 2GB plus 32GB internal storage, another is 3GB RAM with 32GB internal storage, and also we are getting a new variant which is 4GB RAM with 64GB internal storage, and the pricing starts from 9999 all the way up to 12999. So guys, Xiaomi has made the price much cheaper this time, as on Redmi Note 3 we got the 3GB 32GB model on 1299, and this time on Redmi Note 4 we are getting 4GB 64GB model on the same price. So it's really great for Indian users getting Redmi Note 4. So now let's talk about the date from when you can purchase this device. So guys, you can purchase this device from 23rd of January 12 PM sharp, and it will be available on Flipkart and mi.com. So if you are planning to buy one, then make sure you log in to Flipkart or mi.com on 23rd. Before concluding this video, we would like to share some thoughts about whether you should buy this device or you should upgrade this device from Redmi Note 3 or not. So regarding the Redmi Note 3 users, if you're having the 3GB and 32GB model of Redmi Note 3 and you're planning to get the 4GB 64GB model of Redmi Note 4, then I would say that it is a good buy for you guys, as because it will be a good upgrade taking in compare with the price and also the performance, and main thing is the battery, which has got improved a lot on Redmi Note 4 comparing it to Redmi Note 3. So if you're planning to buy the 4GB and 64GB model, and if you're planning to upgrade it from Redmi Note 3, go for that model. It is your choice whether you're going for the black one or the gold one or the gray one, but if you're upgrading, then I would say that don't go for the 3GB 32GB model, as because it won't be much of a difference for you. Yeah, it will be a difference in regarding the design and the build quality, and the physical changes which they had made, but there won't be any difference in the performance which you might feel. Yeah, you get a good battery life, but in gaming performance and all those stuffs and the smoothness of the UI on the device, you will feel a much better experience with the 4GB model, and you're getting the 64GB internal storage. You don't need to add another SD card on the hybrid SIM slot. Yeah, I forgot to mention that on Redmi Note 4 also you get the hybrid SIM slot as you got on Redmi Note 3, and on the hybrid SIM slot, as you know, you can add 2 SIM card or you can add 1 SIM card and another micro SD card. If you're going for the 64GB model, then you don't need to add a micro SD card, as because 64GB will be enough for you if you keep movies or high-end games on your device. Also, there won't be any storage issues for the future. So the upgrading users go for the 4GB and 64GB model, and those guys who doesn't have the Redmi Note 3 and they are planning to buy Redmi Note 4, I would say you that don't go for the 2GB 32GB model, as because 2GB RAM isn't that much good for handling high-end games, and as you get Snapdragon 625 with a high capacity battery life, you might go for high-end games on your device, and 2GB RAM won't be that much enough for handling high-end games like Nova 3, Asphalt 8. And if you're planning to use the device only for phone calls, SMS and internet surfing and all of the day-to-day activities on your smartphone, then you can go for 2GB 32GB model. But for the gamers, performance users, I would say that go for the 3GB 32GB model, and it will be much better if you're opting for the 4GB and 64GB model. So that's all for the discussion on whether you should go for the Redmi Note 4 or not, and whether you should upgrade your device from Redmi Note 3 to Redmi Note 4 or not. And now the choice is upon you. And before concluding this video, I would like to say that Xiaomi has planned to release only one flagship device for a particular year in India. That means in 2017 Xiaomi has released Redmi Note 4. So on 2017 we won't see any other flagship devices from Xiaomi, but we are hoping to see a Redmi device from Xiaomi on 2017, but we won't be seeing any other flagship devices. So Redmi Note 4 will be a good choice for you guys if you're going for the smartphone. So guys, that's all for the discussion today. And one more thing, that on 22nd January I'll be posting a video on the hands-on of Redmi Note 4, and I'll be trying to post the hands-on on the black color, which is the new color introduced with Redmi Note 4, so that you get a look and you get idea on how the device will look. And also the Redmi Note 3 users, you can compare your devices by watching the hands-on video on 22nd of January, just before the day when it's getting released for the market. So make a note, on this day 22nd of January we'll be posting the hands-on of Redmi Note 4, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and also click the bell icon so that you get the first notification as soon as we upload the hands-on video of Redmi Note 4. So guys, with that I end up this session for today, and that's all for this video. And if you like this video, then do hit the like button down below and also subscribe to our channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.